Alright, what's up people, it's TJ from Rugby Muscle, and today I'm going to be guiding you through how you can stay focused in a game with the season coming up to not only play your best, but also enjoy the game to its fullest as well. Something that I've found interesting the more that I coach rugby players is the way that a lot of guys carry nervous energy with them onto the pitch. It's something that I did as a player for a lot of my playing career, and something that was only I realized it was only so detrimental once I started to relax out on the pitch and enjoy it, and as a result play better rugby. It's interesting because rugby is something that you do for fun. You know, you're giving up your valuable time, your valuable weekends to do something because it is a great experience. And I bet that experience would be so much greater if you were able to remain calmer on the pitch, enjoy your time, and really be able to make good decisions out on the pitch rather than feel like the whole time was some sort of nervous, frantic blur. So today, I'm going to try and help you do that. But first, let me tell you about Manscape, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscape offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. It is the brand you want to get behind if you want to stop either having a hell of a bush or using the same razor for your balls that you do for your face. Gross. You can now use the right tool for the right job. Keep your downstairs all sorted by using the brand new Lawnmower 4.0 that's been designed to take care of that area. Meaning, it has a 90-minute battery, not that I need it. It's got an LED light to guide you along as it gives you an easy trim. And the best of all for me, it's waterproof. So you can use it in the shower and wash it all off and just be sweet. So anything that you want from manscape.com will be 20% off and come with a free delivery if you use the code RugbyMuscle at checkout. That's 20% off with free delivery at manscape.com if you use the code RugbyMuscle. Now, my first piece of advice for you to remain calm on the pitch would be to watch as much rugby as possible. You like that transition? Really, really seamless transition there. A lot of you might already watch as much rugby as possible, but you watch it as fans. I want you to watch rugby as students. Some of you might not see the difference, so I'll give you an example with this clip here. A fan of the game might watch this play and admire the great hit from the centre here and just be like, wow, that was awesome. A student of the game will look at this and look at how the try was scored, understanding that very same gap left by the defender rushing up to make the hit was the gap that was easily exploited by the Blues to score a try and score it fairly easily. And rather than see that guy that made the big hit as a hero, you actually see that was actually a huge error. So watching the game as a student is very different to watching the game as just a fan or a casual fan, right? You really want to watch to look at the opportunities. If you watch the game as a student, you can look at the decisions that all of the players are making on defense and in attack. Everything is played like a Chekhov system, right? Like a yes-no sort of system where they're always constantly assessing and giving the options that the defense or the attack are giving them. Understanding the basics of those, along with the way your system will be played in a game, will help you view the way of rugby a lot easier. This, of course, can be massively helped by watching your own games. So watching your own rugby if you happen to be filming your games or happen to catch any footage. Again, not as a fan, but as a student, watching those games, not just watching to look out for your big hits or your awesome actions, but to actually watch about the opportunities that you could have taken, the different opportunities that are presented that you might not have seen in the game at the time. Now, it's very different to watch this on tape versus actually feeling it in person out on the pitch. But slowly over time, these checkoffs and these decisions will filter into your game simply because you've become aware of them. The deeper you understand the options available to you in a game, the more you can pick and choose from these options and then have fun because you get to choose all the options and enjoy the game more. At first, you might not see them, or you might only see them in retrospect, right? So you might only watch it in watching the video after, or maybe in a situation where you ignore a pass that was on or make a poor read on defense, with hindsight helping you or your teammates saying, oh, this option was available, and you didn't know until after the fact. Over time, these will all become instincts or second nature. So the more you practice, the more these come from into your field of awareness, closer and closer and closer to the time it takes for you to take the action, until eventually you're making the action without even thinking about it. This obviously isn't the entire picture though, because for that to happen, you'll need to have the skills to make that execution, which, as it happens, is something else that will allow you to stay calm on the pitch. Practicing your skills and improving all of your skills is going to increase your confidence in games. This disconnect that I see all the time here is that rugby players rarely practice their basic skills in a slow, controlled setting. Drilling is not really a thing that is done, particularly with amateur rugby. Passing is only done whilst sprinting under pressure. Rucking is only done in game situations against pads or in a macho-style smash session. Tackling is only ever done live. And then when mistakes are made, you're yelled at and told, screamed at by your teammates or your coach, and you're told that you don't want it enough, which is so odd, right? Training is supposed to be in an environment where you actually fucking train. Too often, it's treated as like a competition itself, especially in clubs where starting jerseys are being fought for. And if this is you as a player, I'd encourage you to simply show up early to practice with some things that you want to work on, with some skills that you want to work on, and ideas to help that you want to drill, ideally with a teammate, and then work on those different skills in different positions, work on different things to add to your game. The game of rugby is so vast that if you don't take the time to work on this stuff on your own, you might not ever improve. Clubs simply don't have the training time, if you're training once or twice a week, to allocate for your individual work. So if you're watching this video, you might already be aware of that. You might already be thinking that you've got to spend all of this time doing your strength and conditioning, but that time can also be spent working on your basic skills. So if you're aware of that, kudos to you, but allocate some of that time to skills as well, because it can really pay off, particularly if you're working on stuff that you don't normally work on in a nice, slow, controlled setting to gain the confidence in that area. I know for me personally, that was something that I could have done in my playing career, slowly working on my left-handed pass before training. But, instead what I did was constantly hide it in games because I never had the time to work on it. And if I did, it would be in a high-pressure environment. And if I messed up a pass, I was worried that I might risk my starting spot for my team. So I never did it. You now have the luxury of having this video, so you can come back and thank me, but actually go ahead and train those things and get better. And don't worry about messing up, because that's the idea of training. You're not supposed to be the finished article when you're training. You're supposed to train to improve. And then finally, and obviously the best way to keep calm in games is to be as aerobically fit as possible. If we take the first 2 points as being the 2 psychological boosts you can have to feeling relaxed and enjoying your rugby, you becoming aware of the options and the practices and being able to take advantage of them, then this is the one and only physical one. I've said the Vince Lombardi quote in previous videos, but I'll say it here again. Fatigue makes cowards out of us all. Cowards are scared, they panic, they make bad decisions because they're in this sort of freaked out state. So the fitter you are aerobically, the lower your heart rate, and the more controlled you are, keeping you physically calmer and clearer of mind to make the best decisions. I think there could be some scope to look at this on the whole spectrum of the rugby physical preparation pyramid, but I'll go on to that in a different video because it's just so vast. But I think we're mostly going to be dealing with conditioning here. So you could argue about the hypertrophy side of things, because the bigger you are and the better you move as well for movement control. The whole base of that pyramid can also open up options for you during those moments of impact, beating defenders, winning rucks and such, and again, therefore allowing you to stay calmer. But I think if we're purely looking at keeping a calmer mind physically, this is all about the aerobic system. The more tired you get, the more you breathe through your chest, the more anxious you get, the more panicky you get, the worse it all gets. Or even the more tired you get, the more your thoughts focus on just how tired you are. And then the less you're able to think clearly through your decisions that you have on the pitch to get through. So once again, it's all about the aerobic system. So let me be properly clear with this point too. This is entirely about being aerobically fit. This is what controls your breathing. This is what system you'll be using when you're coasting around the field, making your decisions and assessing. And this is what is used to get back or remain calm after a hectic period of play. So even if it's you're going through a minute or so of real tough work where you might actually kick out of your aerobic system, you need that strong aerobic system to get you back into that calm zone once again. The less aerobically fit you are, the more you'll stay in that hectic state, and you might even risk staying in that hectic state for the rest of the game. The disconnect here, though, is that most rugby players don't factor in aerobic work into their training. They just lift, and then maybe they do some high-intensity interval stuff. Training the aerobic system means low-intensity sessions, longer than 20 minutes, keeping the heart rate controlled and getting in real quality work. Some players don't like the idea of this because it goes against the tough nature of what's expected for rugby, but it's absolutely necessary. The aerobic system fuels everything, and on top of that, that could be a great opportunity to work on the either of the earlier suggestions as well, whilst doing aerobic work. If you're doing steady state work, you could be watching a game and then therefore doing that first part and understanding the decisions that are made. Or if you're doing, circuits or Charles Francis style tempo sessions, then you can work on the skills in a low intensity environment and again, to kill two birds with one stone. So, getting in that aerobic training, getting in that low intensity work can absolutely be massively valuable for you as a rugby player. And if you're looking for ideas of what these sessions might look like, then you should look at everything that we've got on offer here at Rugby Muscle, which of course includes coaching and programming, but could be something as simple as the Rugby Conditioning Guide. And because you came from this video, you can use the code YouTube to get 20% off. With that guide, you'll get a 5-part complete video guide along with the full PDF walking you through why we train this way, how to do it all yourself, as well as a full list of 50 different sessions, all completely laid out for you to use. There's also a free preview type version that you can check out that gives you the sessions, but none of the guide, that's also completely free and is also in the description below. But if you really want to get the full thing at bargain price, I would suggest getting it and using the code YouTube for 20% off. Once again, all the links for everything that we offer at Rugby Muscle will be in the description below. If you're new here, I'd also suggest subscribing to this channel, as you'll really enjoy everything that we've got for rugby training and nutrition coming your way. And of course, click that little thumbs up button because you've made it all the way to the end. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think or ask any questions that you have. All comments are massively appreciated and help the algorithm, and I'll be sure to respond to all of them. And I enjoy having a conversation with you guys in the comments below. So please leave a comment below. It really does help us out. I hope you found this video useful. Please let me know if you did, again, in the comments below. And smash that like button if you think you're on the road to a calm, enjoyable rugby performance this season. And I'll see you in the next one.